I wanted to do something corny for no reason. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sober Swole Podcast. My name is Jake Howard.
My name is Paul Rowe.
I'm just some guy that pops in.
Yeah, well, you're a little bit more than that, champ.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Get off the grind!
Still reading the room.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Paul.
Yeah, man. It's been a little bit of a journey, man.
Yes, there it is.
There it is.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
So I'll leave that up to you. How deep you want to get into the situation that you were in?
I don't mind getting into a little bit. So essentially what happened with me is I have been dealing with a mental illness that has been undiagnosed for quite some time. And it's probably due to the trauma that had happened to me when I was a kid. And I suppressed those memories, which suppressed the depression and the bipolarism. So I just was going batshit crazy, man. With the whole COVID thing, everything was under my roof, the gym, my work, my personal life, not being able to go to meetings, not being able to see my brothers in the program. And I just fucking fell off, man. And it ended up kicking me going into overdrive, where the straw that broke the camel's back was my sciatica kicked up.
Yeah.
And that came, I was taking a shower on Monday. Everything was fine. All of a sudden, this shooting pain goes down my leg. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Never felt that before. Kind of ignored it. Progressively got worse on Monday. Tuesday, woke up, was barely able to walk. And continuing on all through Thursday, I was drinking a bottle of whiskey a day to numb the pain. That wasn't working. I chose not to go to the doctor's office because I did not trust myself to not go and get opiates. And so I just dealt with the pain, which is probably a stupid thing to do. And then I attempted to take my life on Thursday night. I was just obviously I was intoxicated, so I wasn't thinking clearly. And thankfully, Desiree was able to slap the knife away from me just in time before I slit my wrist. So then the cops got called, and we ended up having to have a discussion, actually. I'm going to do a little shout-out right now, something I would have never thought in a million years I'd be doing, but I'm giving a shout-out to the Gilbert Police Department, more specifically Officer Jose Gallardo. If it wasn't for him talking to me, saying that it's okay to get help, he was a 2-time veteran, 2 tours over in Iraq, and he made it okay for me to ask for help. So they took me to the hospital, found out my back's pretty fucked up, and it's only going to get worse as time goes on. And so they wanted me to get my head straight first. So I had a social worker come in and ask me, hey, do you want to get help? I'm like, yeah, I do. It's time for me to get help. And so checked in voluntarily to a psychiatric ward. Another shout out, Aurora. If anybody's having any type of behavioral problems, reach out to me or go online. You can check them out at aurora.com. Great facility. I had a lot of great experiences there. I was there for a week, having to meet with a psychiatrist. The thing I liked about it the most is I'm a very structured guy. I need routine in my life. And we had that. Morning, you'd wake up for breakfast 7:30. And then you do med time at 8:30. Then we'd have our first group at 9, and it would either be meeting with a therapist or talking about different coping mechanisms or doing art therapy, music therapy, or going to the gym, shooting some basketballs or whatever it may be. And then that was every so often throughout the day. And then we'd have lunch at 12, and then we'd have dinner at 5:30, and then we'd just have free time. And I learned that a coping mechanism of mine is coloring. I really enjoy coloring books and making puzzles. Those are been very useful techniques for me. However, it was the right place for me to be. I don't want to ever go back there, to be honest with you. There's if you've ever seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that's pretty much what I experienced. And it got me to where I needed to be because I have always struggled with asking for help. I mean, both of you guys are fully aware of that because I haven't asked for help from either of you guys, and you guys have both offered 1,000 times over. And what my belief system is that I don't want to burden anyone with my problems. And I was taught, which was ingrained in me as a child, that you deal with your own problems. Don't take your problems to anybody else. No one gives a shit. You deal with it on your own. And that's just kind of what's been embedded inside of me. And another thing that I found out is I don't know how to love myself, which fucking sucks, because in order to be good for anybody else, you're going to have to be good yourself first. And something I've always struggled with is the fact that I believe I don't deserve love, which then takes me into doing behaviors like talking to other females while I'm in a committed relationship. See, it's essentially I'm seeking another drug because I'm getting attention. I'm getting that euphoric feeling of, oh my God, someone likes me. And because I'll be 100% honest with everybody who's listening, I'm an insecure man, straight up. I have body image issues. I got mental issues. I think shit that's not going on is really going on. And I found out that I'm a little bit tad messed up than what I was wanting to admit. And ended up getting out of the treatment center, and I'm now in an outpatient program. I'm seeing a therapist and a psychiatrist. I'm also seeing a social worker. They're just right now modifying the medications that I'm on. And thankfully, because one of my biggest fears is that once I'm on the medication, I'm on that shit for the rest of my life. And because they got me on the antipsychotic medicine, they have me on an antidepressant medicine, they have me on a mood stabilizer, they have me on a anxiety medicine, and also sleep medication. And so, unfortunately, when you're dealing with mental illness, there's no exact science behind the medication that you're going to take. Like if Jake were to be taking one of the medications, it might affect him differently than affect me. And so just kind of taking it one day at a time right now, man. It's I'm not allowing things to affect me that I had before. Like I said, I picked up new coping mechanisms, and that's been helping me out. I'm enriching my mind. I'm actually reading now, finding any way to enrich my brain. I found that, all I did was I literally would wake up, go to work, which meant walk 10 feet to my desk, and then just fucking keep the mouse moving, just do the minimal work, which is not my person at all. My work ethic is completely opposite of that. And I would just fucking hang out, not do shit, just numb myself and just fucking numb out on TV. And I'm not doing that anymore. And because of this whole experience, something great came out of it, because I now know what my purpose is in life. I've always known that I wanted to help people, just never knew how to do that, how to get paid for it. Because if I could right now apply and get a job at Aurora, I would, but their starting pay is like $14. So unfortunately, I can't do that because my bills and everything. And so I figured, why not? I'm going to go get a nursing degree. And they have a 3-year program. I'm actually meeting with the counselor next week. I guess I could be qualified for some grants because I make just above the poverty line of income. And also I have my kids as dependents. And so the plan is, it's going to be hard, but I think it's going to be a great way for me to keep myself focused and busy. And that's it, man. Then I'm back here with my brothers, and it's a good feeling. I'll be honest, I was a little scared to see everybody because I was ashamed and embarrassed for what I had done and what had happened to me. And I figured, you know what? They love me for who I am. Go for it. And so that's when I reached out to you guys.
Well, it's, I told you, because I told you earlier how proud I am of you. I mean, I'm sorry that it took what it did for you to reach out and get some help. But like in a way, I'm also kind of glad that it did. Right. And then you chose the option to go get some help, man. Yep. And I'm real proud of you. I mean, appreciate that. And I know it's going to take some time for you to adjust to your different medications and things and try and get that balance right. I mean, that is what it is. That's life. But either you having the stones to be like, yeah, I'm fucked. That's a big deal. That's an issue that that's something that a lot of people won't do.
I know.
So
it is, and it's sad because I'll speak for myself, but I know from my experiences when I was locked up is that that pride and ego will fuck a guy up, straight up. Like, that will take somebody down. And that's what it did for me, because my pride and ego is getting in the way. No, I'm not fucked up in the head. It's just it's everything that's going on right now. I'm just a product of my society, what's going on. Just all this bullshit justification I was making up in my head. Because my biggest fear was, I guess I was yelling this at Desiree the night that she called the cops, that you're taking my kids away from me. I have no recollection of saying that, but because I'm so deathly afraid that if anything were to come out, that Shannon would use that against me and take my kids away from me entirely. But then at the same time, why am I worrying about something I have no control over? 2, it's up to her, or I'm sorry, it's up to me whether or not she even has access to look that information up. That's one thing I appreciate about the HIPAA laws, is that no one can know exact. And the reason why I'm bringing this up now is because I'm hoping that someone out there who's dealing with this and dealing with the mental illness or dealing with depression, anxiety, whatever that may be, it's okay to ask for help. Don't be ashamed. Don't be feeling guilty about it, because I'm telling you what, man, if you get the help that you need, you'll feel so much better. And there's such a bountiful amount of resources out there to get the help that you need.
How do you think you're going to approach this with your kids?
I think I'll speak about it when they're older.
Okay.
Because right now they're 15 and 14.
Yeah, and they got
enough shit going on in their lives.
They got enough shit going on in their lives, and then, life with you hadn't exactly been sunshine and rainbows. Right. Let's just be,
oh, absolutely.
Put it out there, be honest.
Yeah.
So, I think that's probably a good idea. I just had to ask because.
No, for right now, all they're aware of is that my back's hurting. Yeah. And that I'm getting that taken care of. And both my daughter and my ex-wife reached out to me just to see how I was doing, make sure everything's okay, which I thought was kind of cool. And, I'm working on getting the whole back thing figured out, because when you deal with back pain, it's one thing by itself, because it affects everything. It affects sleeping, eating, standing, sitting, whatever it may be, just any type of comfort level, it's fucked. Then you take that pain, amplify it, and then it's 24/7. Dude, it's like having a little needle just poking you a little bit, but just fucking constantly. If you feel that enough, it's gonna fucking hurt.
All right. So if we have new listeners, Paul was in a surfing accident where he broke his back and was told he would never walk again, but had made a full recovery.
Yep.
But he still has some back issues. What are the new back issues? Like, what did they say that they found this time?
So originally my L4, L5 had become herniated, which is the lower lumbar of the spine. And so what ends up happening is you have your spine and your vertebrae, you have your spine and you have your vertebrae in between, right? And in between those vertebrae is a cushioning. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that L4, L5, when my accident happened, it went and shot the shit out to the side, which can impinge on nerves and everything. Yikes. And so I had been dealing with back pain for 19 years. I just learned how to deal with it because I got hooked on painkillers. That's how most people get hooked on, is from an accident, and went down this fucking long road of dealing with shit. But now, in the last few years, I've gotten into a good regimen of working out, keeping my core strong. Yeah. Do I have some bad days when the pain level is about 6 or 7? Yeah. Take some ibuprofen. Good to go. This pain was entirely different. And it felt like a knife had been stabbed in my ass. And then every time I took a step, someone fucking twisted it. And it's not a good feeling.
No, sounds terrible.
So the doctors at the hospital did an MRI. So now it's no longer just my L4, L5. It's my L3, L4, L5, S1, which is your sacral part of your spine down at the bottom towards your tailbone. And what's happened now is all of those discs are now sitting on top of each other. And the S1, L5 is now impinging on my sciatic nerve. And what ended up happening is the growth had grown over a centimeter.
So by growth, you mean like calcification has happened?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And so by that happening, so when it's being protruded out, back in 2007, it was right here. Well, now in 2020, it's grown over a centimeter. and that's what's causing all the fucking pain. And it is not fun, man. It's really not. What's pissing me off the most, I just want the pain to be gone. I'm not looking for fucking painkillers. I'm not looking for anything like that. I just want the pain gone. That's straight up. And because I'm dealing with this now, come Monday will be a full 3 weeks. 21 days I've been fucking dealing with this pain. And 7 of those days was when I was locked up in a psychiatric ward on, let's just say if you've ever been locked up in prison, it's pretty much the same beds. You got about a half-inch foaming on a cement fucking bed. That's what you slept on. And I get the reason why they do. I mean, the whole place is meant not to be comfortable.
Right.
Because you don't want to be there. And so, you know, we had timed showers. We got a little toothbrush. Oh, all of my clothes that Desiree brought me, all the drawstrings got fucking taken out.
Hell yeah.
And that pissed me off because a couple of my favorite sweatpants now I can't fucking tighten. Thank God the cop told me to wear slip-on shoes because they'll pull out the laces on shoes. We weren't allowed to have razors. Weren't allowed to have deodorant. We weren't allowed to have our own toothbrush or toothpaste. They had to provide all of that.
Wait, why no deodorant?
That's
Because people eat it.
Uh-huh.
And so they would give us this little wax, only enough for one day. Because I'm so used to wearing deodorant every day. The second day I was in there, I was like, holy shit. Fucking smell, man. I haven't smelled like that in a long time.
Shit.
And so, yeah, it's just like little coconut butter. And they put in a little cup for you. You fucking squeeze it out. You just rub it on. That's it. The showers are super tiny. It was one of those types of showers where you push the button in and you only get 3 minutes of water.
Nice.
And then
Hell yeah.
So I figured out the third day I was in there, if I pushed in the button and slid it over to the left a little, it locked it. And so I had the water. So I was telling all my buddy patients inside, like, hey, if you push the button, slide over to the left, you get a little bit more water.
Not buddy fucking. That's
No. No, another weird thing, though, it was co-ed.
Okay.
My whole unit was weird. I was expecting it to be, you know, all guys but like my room was right here. There'd be a room right next to me with 2 females in it, and so forth and so on. There's a total of 18 of us on the unit.
Well, I can't imagine there'd be too much.
Nothing can happen. So put it this way: there's cameras everywhere in there.
Well, some people aren't scared of cameras.
Right. And except bedrooms. That's the only place that there's no cameras. So all the hallways, we didn't get to really go outside. There was a block patio that they had that barely had any sunlight. But in our day room, that's where our TV was, and that's where we play like Uno and card games and shit. And there's a camera in the corner, and there's this girl named Diamond and another guy named David who were sitting right next to each other. So female and a male. She's 18. He's 51. Has no fucking inklings to wanting to be with this girl at all. They were sitting next to each other, and she did this, tapped his knee, and they got talked to.
That's a live feed.
Oh. Sorry. Sorry, Paul. We're just
No
looking.
worries. I was wondering why. I'm looking at the screen right now. I'm like, how are my lips moving in a different way?
Well, no, your lips were moving, then my face was stuck. That's all right.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
So these people were sitting next to each other.
She tapped him on the knee, and they got talked to that they had to be separated. They weren't allowed to sit next to each other anymore.
Problematic.
Yeah. It's that tripped me out. But at the same time, I'm happy that it went down like that because I was able to learn that I can have a relationship with a woman and there'd be no sexual need or whatever the word I'm looking for. There's no innuendo behind it.
No sexual desires.
Correct. Yeah, it was just
Platonic.
yeah, exactly. And so it allowed me
Yes,
to
plutonium.
Yeah, it allowed me to have relationships with these women who I've developed a core support group with, and it was a really refreshing feeling.
Was it like Starship Troopers when they were in the barracks?
Ooh.
Fuck, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Well, it was co-ed showers.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Not like that. No, we had showers in our room. But there was an incident where, remember that tech I was telling you about that had the one-on-one with my buddy Jeff, who wasn't fucking doing anything. So Jeff is a guy that I became very, very close to, and kind of appointed myself as his protector, his Parkinson's.
Oh yeah.
And so he has one-on-one. So the whole day, there's 2 shifts that happen. There's a day shift and night shift, and he has his own nurse.
Okay.
He has one-on-one where that person will wheel him around if he needs food, needs water, anything like that. It's that nurse's job to do so. This fucking prick wasn't doing shit. He had washed him for 2 days in a row. No one had given him a shower. No one had changed his clothes. He was starting to smell. And so I got super protective over him. And this guy he's a fucking douchebag. We all put in complaints against him. He went into my friend Onaya, who is a 21-year-old female. She was in the shower. He was trying to get her attention, and she wasn't responding the way he wanted. The door that is on the bathroom within our room, so we have a solid door that closes from our room, but we weren't allowed to close the doors. And then the bathroom had like this foam pad that had a attachment on it it was a magnet and would stick to the door frame, and it wouldn't cover the whole width of the door jamb of the bathroom. This fucker kicked that in, and she had wrapped a towel around her. A male nurse kicking down a bathroom door of a female patient, where we are in a mental facility where we're supposed to feel protected and being taken care of, and this prick fucking kicked the door in because she wasn't answering him the way he wanted.
Man, that's something like a legit police report needs to be filed about.
Well, we all put in. So she ended up having to speak to the high up manager, who of course her name was Shannon. And I don't know what happened to him. He wasn't there for the rest of the time I was there. So I hope something went down, because that was complete and utter bullshit.
I mean,
like, had it been just a second before, she would have been naked.
Yep.
Like, that's not cool.
No, and was there other, like, was there like a roommate in there? Or is it okay? So there's like a direct witness that saw this all go down.
That's exactly what happened. Yep, her name was Stacy, and she's the one who went with her, because Onaya she's had some shit happen to her, man, and I felt so bad that she went through that experience, because it could have brought up a trigger for her with PTSD. And so Stacy walked her by the hand and went up to the nurse's station and was like, yo, this is what went down. And then they're like, okay. And then so they brought that up even higher. And so shit got handled, I'm assuming, because he wasn't there for the rest of my time there. But it's sad that shit goes on. Like, I would have never thought in a million years that side of the world, like within mental health, and now being admitted into it and being immersed into it and being around it, there's some shady fucking shit that goes down there, man. It's crazy.
Terminator 2 ruined that for me.
Oh, yeah, when she's locked up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, wasn't Arizona the hotbed for the abuse at a mental health facility, because wasn't that brain dead?
Oh yeah, she got pregnant,
didn't he? Impregnate
her?
Yeah, she had a baby. Like,
yep.
What? So
yep.
There's that.
I know. Yeah. It's sad, man, because like Onaya, she had made that comment. It's like, you are supposed to protect us. We're not right in the fucking head, and we all have PTSD of some sort of another, and here you are fucking busting down doors. Like, thank God that didn't trigger her too bad, man, because that could have fucked her up for the rest of her stay.
Yeah. I'm sure there's people that, abuse the system, and they know that.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, so it's, it's all leverage.
And they use she's psychotic, she's making this up.
Yeah,
correct.
She's on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
But yeah, there's that's bananas. That is fucking bananas.
I will say, though, there was a cool time. So they brought 2 horses into the gym.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they would shit on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was funny, but so it's called equestrian therapy.
Okay.
And the woman that was running this had been shown by her horse this process, this therapeutic, not procedure, but what would you call that? Exercise.
Okay.
And so her horse had passed away, so she stopped doing it for a little while and just started back up. So the 2 horses that we dealt with were Chi, and Frisky. And Frisky was an Arabian horse, and Chi was a quarter. There's over 252 different species of horses, and they all derive from the Arabian horse. I didn't know that. And so she told us, okay, so she allowed us to interact with the horses first and feel comfortable with them. And then she lined us all up against a wall where we're facing the wall. We're just inches away, had us close our eyes. And then she like brought us into the moment, like went from I don't know if you've ever done chakras before. Our bodies have 7 or 8 different chakras, I believe. And the one is your, the all-seeing eye, which is up at the top chakra. Well, anyways, what it does is that it starts by, okay, feel a sensation in your head, feel a sensation in your ears, and so forth and so on down to your feet where you're feeling the ground and you're present in the moment. And our eyes are closed, we're all doing it. And then she would take Frisky and bring him by us. And I swear to God, dude, he tapped me right in the fucking spot that I was hurting with my sciatic pain. For the rest of the fucking day, I didn't feel any pain. I swear to God. And 3 other people had the exact same experience happen to them where the horse touched them in their fucking spot they were hurting. I guess horses are very in tune. So this is what they do. A person thinks their way through life. A horse feels their way through life. There is no thinking down the line. They're right in the moment all the time because they're prey. And that's why the one spot you should never stand behind or stand is behind a horse because they can't see.
Right.
And you're now a threat.
So you're saying like deer therapy could be a thing, or like
Deer?
Yeah, deer, because they're prey animals. They have to live in the moment.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, dude.
That sounds like an avenue we could approach.
It's it was a trip, dude. I have no reason to lie about it.
Yeah.
It fucking worked. I don't know why. I can't explain it. But the woman, so her name is Julie. She runs. It's actually down by your house, off of Riggs and Higley.
Okay.
You know that right before you get to Riggs if you're heading south on Higley, the horse stables on the left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
That's their place.
Oh, cool.
You can go there for free and work on the horses, pet them, groom them, and just be with the animals if you want. And so I'm taking Desiree there next weekend.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I had incredible experience, man. That would trip me out.
Yeah. I'd say it's definitely a little trip A.
Yeah. So,
well, hang on. We've got a lull here real quick. I want to give a shout out to Gorilla Gains. That's gorilla-gains.com. Check them out. They're not just an apparel company, but they also make equipment that helps you lift safely and more effectively. Check them out at gorilla-gains.com. Use the discount code JAKE15 to save you 15% on your entire order. I'm currently wearing Gorilla Gains shoes and a Gorilla Gains hat because...
which I would say looks really good on you.
Thanks, boo.
Absolutely.
All right, give some love to Royalty Nutrition. That's royaltynutrition.com. Check out Royalty Nutrition. They are a supplement company that refuses to put bullshit in their supplements or make outlandish claims about their supplements. Get you some supplements that work. They do their job. Claim your throne with Royalty Nutrition. Use that discount code 37HAKE. That's 37HAKE to save you 25% on your entire order. And as always, some love to the FitOps Foundation. Without the FitOps Foundation, old Hake Joward would not be who he is today in the coaching world. They help veterans rediscover their purpose through fitness and becoming elite personal trainers. Check them out. It's fitops.org. If you're looking for a good not-for-profit to donate to outside of the not-for-profits that should be being donated to currently, check out fitops.org/donate. All right. Actually, would you boys carry this real quick because I've had too much water out of this great shaker. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got you. Are you gonna start promoting what you're doing now, or are you gonna hold off on that a little bit?
I mean, I probably should.
I think you should. I think you should plug it now.
So, By to Buy Studios is where we currently are, and this is the static location. This is the fixed location in Mesa, just north of the border of Chandler. And so this is a space where content creators, podcasters, DJs, influencers can come and add another dimension to what they already bring, aside from you guys and Adama's Guide to looking forward to working with some other folks once things settle down, if we'll listen and, follow guidelines to help ourselves. But, so buytobuy.com/studios. You can check out the live feed that you're watching right now if you are seeing this live. This will be up on Twitch as well. We are at By to Buy Studios on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere that you are. So that is the creative endeavor. The more practical aspect of By to Buy is making sure that you're taken care of from the time you buy something until the time that we say goodbye. So that's where By to Buy comes from. And so we help you get what you want in an expedited fashion without the high costs and without the worry that something's going to happen, or that you're going to have to wait for whatever you're waiting for. Because local businesses that I work with, they're taking advantage of this because Amazon and everything else is backed up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as a local option to help compete with the Prime while they struggle meeting the incredible demand for everybody being locked down, it just makes sense. And we've integrated Zoom into our whole platform, so we don't even have to have contact. So you can use it like as a doorbell, a video doorbell. So you can check. I can just show up, let you know, give you a Zoom call, curbside delivery, whatever it is. So we've done that. We still do normal delivery. We still do assembly. We'll still mount your TV. We'll still take stuff back to a store for you, and we will drop stuff off at the Salvation Army or a Goodwill donation center. So we do all of those things and more. I am this close to purchasing a 20-foot trailer, which will allow me to operate that during normal business hours and use it for obviously the cargo space, to take on small apartment moves, small homes as well, but also to take this entire setup and transplant it. And so that way, if you want to do this and use this space in an efficient fashion without having to do all of this.
Right.
I mean, you saw what I was just doing on like putting in the names and stuff. And
Yep.
It's like,
well, not only that, I mean, it totally works for everything that's going on right now. The whole social distancing, it works out perfectly.
So now what I'll be able to do is take this and make it portable.
Yep.
And so instead of you guys having to drive out here, if it makes more sense for me to come out your way, or even just to make the drive less, meet somewhere, in a nice public space, park it, power it, and we're up. So just trying to bring that to you, or to this, and to everybody else who is a creative outlet. And having a 20-foot trailer will be big enough for small bands. So I'm looking forward to have like live intimate performances, and I can drive to them and have like a intimate studio that just comes and goes.
Dude, I didn't think of that. That's fucking genius.
Yeah. So just again, very beginning phases, and just locking down the vehicle. If anybody would like to donate, I don't know how I still don't feel good trying to crowdfund. Like crowdfunding still feels dirty. Does that make sense?
Well, it does, but it all depends on what the motive behind it is.
No, and there have been other creations that I've supported, but it's like,
well, would you do it?
Just being the one directly involved with everything,
right?
It's a matter of ego. It's a matter of just humility. I don't want to waste anybody's investment. That's my biggest thing. Is I don't want to bite off more than I can chew, and so I feel like if I did do that and I got a big response, that I would go so big, like just to make the point that the faith that someone had in me was worth it.
Well, what if you did like they do, remember when they crowdfunded Super Troopers 2?
Yeah.
and you could win like
Yeah. And so I can do
something like
giveaways,
that,
and so
yeah.
obviously this thing I can give away, not the setup, but like the service. Buy to buy I can give away, service to that as well. But the T-shirts, and then between that and Truce and Ladders, and just what I plan to do with that, there are multiple ways that people can support. It's just about, I don't know. I've never been I've always been a poor salesman. I'd rather undersell myself at every turn, so that way I'm always meeting or exceeding your expectations.
You have the potential, man, to have a crew, like a line of fucking trailers for either doing this, where you could pass off your knowledge to another engineer, and they could be doing that, or you could have a fleet of fucking trailers doing all the moving and shit because you've done such a great job building that rapport and the relationship with the different companies that you moved for.
Right.
Oh, speaking of, did Mr. G end up hitting you up?
Did not. Yeah, or maybe he got spammed, or
Yeah.
in my spam folder. I haven't seen anything. I haven't.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
keep an eye out.
Well, I want to give some love to MrPottsProtein.com. I got some of their protein cookies the other day because they're working close with RX Muscle. But I was talking to the owner, and he's talking about how he was wanting to expand and looking at options to expand. And I was like, I know a guy that might be able to help you with that. So I sent him. I'm not trying to blow the man's spot up,
Right.
But he's got some stuff that he's trying to work on and get the wheels moving on. So
How did you buy the cookies?
I went to his website and bought them.
Oh, and they just ship them out?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they like the, what's that other company that you seen the EOS gyms at the front?
Oh, the
Those big cookies.
the Lenny and Larry's.
Yeah.
They're better.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. How much are they charging? Like $3?
Dude, no. They ship them by the dozen.
So that'd be what, $36 if it were $3 a pop?
Give me uno momento.
And then if you have a Hake Joward code.
Oh no, there's no code.
I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying.
When there is.
There you go.
Well,
Not if.
Use code buy to buy to get.
well, it's MrPottsProtein.net. That's my bad, Mr. G.
Am I spelling that right? MISTER?
No.
Just
Okay.
missed MR.
Yeah, MR. So if we go over here, we go to the protein cookies. We come down to
Yeah.
Nice, dude, that's dope.
Plug.
so he was doing a
Phone's all sideways.
I thought
Nobody's
you
watching. It doesn't fucking
I
matter,
thought you
bro.
meant to have it like that. That's why I wasn't touching it.
Thanks, bro.
yeah. So I went here to the jumbo lights. Come on down here. Come on.
Dun, dun, dun.
I just did the Peony Bobo. I just did the chocolate chip, pardon me. So they're $40,
$40 for how much?
12 cookies,
12? Okay.
and they're fucking amazing.
So yeah, about
So-
$3.50.
Yeah.
Not bad.
They beat the living dog shit out of Lenny and Larry's cookies, and they're not vegan. They use the Dave Palumbo Species Nutrition, what the hell's, whatever the name of his fucking protein is.
And who's RX Muscle?
Dave Palumbo's bodybuilding media company.
Oh, okay. And Mr. Potts is doing.
Well, Mr. Potts is the name of the character.
Got it.
Yeah, Mr. G. He's
Mr. G.
he's the guy that
And how did you
Rocks
get
it.
in contact with him?
I called him.
Because no, how did you even get his information?
Well, so I'm not going to blow up the man's spot like that, but so they announced that they were going to do a giveaway for they were going to do like a raffle for a Arnold Classic giveaway, like kind of thing. And so I was like, hell yeah! So I ordered some of the cookies, and like how he described it when he was first doing it was like there was going to be like raffle tickets inside the individually wrapped cookies.
That's cool.
So well, that's not ended up what happened.
Oh.
So
Wait
I-
for it.
I did some research.
Uh-huh.
And I found the company's number, and I gave it a call, and Mr. G called me back, and we just talked about it. So it's like, they're basically doing it like where they're putting like your name in a hat for however many times that you've ordered.
Gotcha.
And
When's the Arnold Classic?
I don't even know right now. Like,
So you're talking about like an admission to watch it, right? Not to compete.
there's no way in shit I would be competing at the Arnold Classic. I am 200 pounds and in no way any kind of shape to do such things. And I'm not an IFBB pro.
That's in Ohio, right?
Yeah, the one in Columbus.
Yeah. All right. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I've always wanted to go.
I know. What about Texas? Are they still doing shows out there?
I know they've pushed some back. I've seen more.
The hotspot for COVID.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch more get canceled.
Because we had when I was locked up, one of our channels we had was ESPN, and so I didn't know that UFC fights was only the fighters, the ref, 2 announcers, and that's it.
Mhm.
Oh, and then their corners.
Yeah.
And so I guess there was a couple big fights between who's a Khabib? I guess he's supposed to go.
Well, yeah, he can't get out of Russia.
Correct. And so now they're pushing fights back to like 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess there's going to be like 5 fights in July. Amanda Nunez is one of them because she just fought last weekend and won. And then what the fuck's his name? Black guy who just got back into it. He was kicked out for drugs.
John Jones.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fighting either in July or August.
Maybe.
Right.
He
exactly.
and Dana White had another big blow up.
Correct. Yep.
And God love him. I do love me some John Jones.
Dude, that guy's a fucking badass, man.
So
Great fighter.
But hey, you know what? Hey, and he's been doing a lot of community like cleanup and stuff after the protests have gone through and stuff along those lines.
Really?
He stepped up to some cat that was fucking stuff up and was like, "Quit fucking stuff up before I fuck you up." Kind
Is
of
he
thing.
free?
Hmm?
Is he free?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, he's living in Utah.
Uh-huh.
I stopped following after his last
His last DUI.
endeavor. Yeah.
Well, the hit and run or this last one.
Whichever one involved the pregnant lady.
Yeah. There's been something
Yeah.
else after that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not speaking on the morals of the man. I like watching him hit people, but he's been doing some community work and trying to make up for hitting a pregnant woman running off. But anyway,
It's just weird how shit's happening, man.
oh,
All around
so
the world.
have you been able to? I know that you were gone for a week
Yep.
with 3 channels. So do you know what's been going on?
No.
Okay.
That's why I was asking on the ride over here. I was like, what the fuck's going on out here? Because I literally was released late Friday night. Monday and Tuesday, I was fucking out of it. Like, so just kind of get my fucking surroundings down and shit. And knowing, hey, I can... Because I didn't want to jump into, like, all my responsibilities right back into it because I know that would have fucked me up. So Monday and Tuesday, I was doing my counseling shit and therapy. Haven't turned on the TV once. Oh, no, I take that back. I watched V for Vendetta. So, but I haven't watched any news. I haven't gone online on my phone for any news because I'm not sure whether or not that's going to be a trigger for me. So I'd rather just kind of keep it distance. So no, what's going on?
Well,
Where would you like to begin?
You guys tell me.
well, Breonna Taylor's murderers haven't been arrested yet.
Who's Breonna Taylor?
Breonna Taylor is the young lady who was shot 8 times in her apartment by the police officers who were free.
doing a no-knock
A
raid.
no-knock raid, looking for someone who was already apprehended.
Yep. And then their justification was they kicked down this door and, her boyfriend was like, "Oh no, my house is being invaded." So he shot
back
He shot back.
because it was a no-knock.
They just kicked the door open. Didn't address who they were before they entered.
They said that they did, but then the report came back and it's blank.
It's
The whole thing's fucked.
Holy
They-
shit. What city is that in?
I can't remember off the top of my head. There's been so much shit, man. There's been 6 lynchings.
Straight up being hung in a public arena. Like what you'd see back in the 40s.
Not like gangbusters, pitchforks, and
No,
like
you
tiki
know,
torches
like
and
the
cactus,
pictures that you
but-
see like back in the 40s of all the fucking white people
Well,
smiling.
yeah, no. This is under the cover of night.
Yeah, this is
This body shows up hanging in a public space with no cameras anywhere nearby.
by the Capitol building. Ooh,
Yeah,
you know.
and they are quickly ruled as suicides.
the one that blows my mind is the woman from South Africa that was pregnant.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, she killed herself.
After making her way over here.
And then there was
the other young lady who...
The protester.
Yeah, the protester.
Who reported being molested, and then they found her body yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reported being molested by whom? Government official?
No, I think she was just reporting a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking... That doesn't sound... That sounds like you're talking about a movie.
No, it's Law and Order SVU, bro. SVU. I always said
no,
wrong.
you said it right.
Yeah, it's straight out of Dick Wolf's playbook.
Yeah. Were the lynchings all done in a similar area?
There's two in California that are pretty close together. There's one in Oregon.
California? Jesus Christ.
What do you mean, man?
Well, see, what blows my mind is people think California is not racist, but like that's where most of this shit happens. But anyway, so there's one in Oregon.
I guess what I'm thinking is I'm thinking of Mississippi, Alabama, like fucking southern states. That just trips me out that such a metropolis state like California, that something like that would happen.
Hate doesn't...
No, it doesn't discriminate. I agree.
I mean, hate does. But it doesn't. But it does.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah,
I'm talking about the location.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
No,
Hate
you're
doesn't
right.
give a shit
Yeah,
about
you're
your
right.
zip code.
Jesus.
There was a gentleman that was killed for sleeping in a Wendy's parking lot.
His murderer has been fired, and they are going after him. So I think
What ended up happening with the officers with George Floyd?
They all got arrested, and I know at least one of them's posted bail.
One of them crowdfunded. You know how I said I feel grimy asking people to help support my vision?
Mm-hmm.
He made bail through GoFundMe.
Who? Which one? The main guy?
No.
Mm-mm. No, that main dude's
His bail's super high.
Yeah.
If he even has, I stopped.
I think
attention.
I think his was set at $1 million, so he needs to raise $100,000 to bail out.
And that will happen very quickly
If they
allow it. I don't think they will though. Like they can make. I think that depending on the circumstance, they
and
can.
he's probably a flight risk too.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
he was on.
He's got to be on suicide
Yeah,
watch
he was
too.
on suicide watch. Yeah.
Because that motherfucker, don't matter where he's at, even if he's PC'd up, that dude's gone. He's gone if he's locked up. They'll find a way to fucking kill him.
Was it ever confirmed whether his soon-to-be ex-wife was married or was sister with the...
They knew each other.
No, one of
Well,
the
I know that George Floyd and the officer that murdered him knew each other, but I'm talking about the Asian cop that just stood there.
That's the husband of the ex-wife's sister.
There you go.
Wait, that's the husband of the soon-to-be ex-wife's sister?
Correct.
Okay, that's the connection.
Yep, that's the
Okay.
connection. That's how they knew each other.
Okay.
Yep.
So
That I knew.
that's one happy family.
Like,
So all
again, Law and Order SVU.
There's
straight
4 of
up.
them, right? Total.
Okay.
That was part of that whole situation. 3 officers standing around, 1 on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, they all took part in beating his ass in the cop car before they
Oh
pulled
yeah,
it out. so-
absolutely.
But Quaker has decided to no longer. They've decided to rebrand Aunt Jemima syrup, and that's caused a shit storm. I think Uncle Ben's rice is looking to rebrand too.
Now I saw a post about that, and my retort was, wouldn't it be if it was Uncle Tom? Doesn't that make more sense? Like, isn't that more of a slur? Like, Uncle Ben is just a character,
Correct.
right? Set in a specific time frame, an era that.
Yeah, and Aunt Jemima was real, right? Wasn't she someone's house lady? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know that story. I just
I think
know the syrup.
I may be just making that shit up, but I think I've read that somewhere.
I don't think you're wrong.
Well, let's get on the Google machine.
I heard also some monuments were taken down.
Oh yeah, Christopher Columbus has been free reign.
Mm-hmm.
So his statues. The thing that's happening is the statues are like attached to coordinates
Right.
for GPS.
Right.
So now they're pushing them into like harbors and rivers, and so when you Google them, they're in the water.
And then
So whoever at Google did that.
I put a
whoever took the time to be accurate.
Right.
I appreciate your diligence.
I took a what was it? I saw something on the Twitter machine about how if the Italians are looking for a new cultural hero, that they should put up statues of Bruno Sammartino, who was
a wrestler,
Worldwide Wrestling Federation's champion back in the day. He wrestled for Vince McMahon Sr. He was actually a no-shit Italian refugee from World War II. When the Nazis came to pretty much occupy Italy under Mussolini,
Right.
he was talking about he was a very sickly boy, like small for his age and sickly, and his mom had to carry him up and down the mountain. And they talk about how they escaped Nazi-occupied Italy to get to the United States. And then this dude worked his whole life to become strong because he was so weak as a boy. He broke bench press records, and that's back in the day when you had to pause and let the bar lay on your chest and push it. He was like the first guy to do a raw over 550-pound bench press on no drugs. And then he became a pro wrestler. And that was also back in the day when pro wrestlers would actually screw each other over for the championships. They go against the script.
Right.
So he was a legit badass his whole life.
Damn, and that's who they're wanting to have as their.
That's who
he said.
That's I'm getting on the train to suggest that be the
He's throwing his hat in the.
Gotcha.
if you're looking for an Italian hero, how about a real one? You know,
You mean Stallone wasn't a real one?
Rocky didn't happen.
Oh shit. Oh man.
So yeah, you missed a lot.
Yeah, man, it's just wild times, man.
What else happened? Oh, Chris D'Elia, please
Oh yeah.
inform
yeah.
me because that is apparently hot breaking news.
God damn it, man. He's fucking
Well,
funny
hang on.
too.
Aunt Jemima is based on a common mammy stereotype, a character in minstrel shows in the late 1800s. Her skin is dark and dewy with a pearly white smile. She
Yeah,
wears a
didn't say all
scarf.
that.
Oh, yeah, here.
I'm just saying they didn't need to say all of that.
But see, and here's the original.
It's Wikipedia though too.
I know,
so.
but
yeah, it's problematic.
yeah, problematic as shit. So that's fine. I was just trying to find the actual backstory
I
to
got
see
you,
if
no.
Aunt Jemima actually
I
existed.
appreciate the diligence, sir.
Sorry, that's why I bring this thing so I can get fancy.
So Chris D'Elia.
Yeah. Let me pull up the old Twitter machine.
God, man, it.
So just as backstory, because I follow him.
Yeah.
And I think I posted, probably last week, I used a segment of his podcast on my feed. Talking about, because he makes fun of people who say ridiculous shit, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And so there was a chick who's like, and she's making like, one of those PSAs. And she's like, so all lives matter? Or she said Black lives matter, but also all animal lives matter.
Oh, that dumb broad.
And so he was like, he ripped into her, and so it's funny. It's funny. And that was a couple of days ago, I think, that I listened to that. I didn't listen to it on its release date, I don't believe, but it was very recent. And you said you've not seen season 2 of You.
No.
He is in season 2 of You, and
He plays a pedophile.
he
from Hollywood.
essentially plays a celebrity who gets involved with an underage girl. And the other show you mentioned he was on?
Workaholics.
Workaholics.
He played a pedophile named Topher.
Of course, satire, comedy.
Yeah, I love that show.
Right.
So
Kinda
anyway,
interesting that he's playing that role, which is now he's being alleged that.
okay. Well, here's
did
one.
she say procure?
Yeah, here's one that popped
Aw,
up. Chris
man.
D'Elia tried to procure me when I was 16. The accusations against him are all true. These emails are from 2014.
What is the definition of procure?
I guess
I will look that up.
yeah.
To buy? Isn't there some type of monetary value behind that word?
But why would
Well,
you use that word?
I don't know.
Did it hit a nerve with you when you saw that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
It made me, I had a visceral reaction to it. Like, why would you use that word? Procure. Obtain something, especially with care or effort. Persuade or cause someone to do something.
Okay, so you persuaded.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe trying to sound intelligent.
Trying to.
Oh,
She used a big word.
yeah. But she's not 16 anymore. These emails are from 2014. Is what she said.
So 6 years ago, she's only 22.
Oh,
Yeah.
if she filed a formal complaint and said procure in it at
Mhm.
16, shit.
Hell no.
Oh no, she said procure now. That was
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but, and then like the main one that broke it. Yeah, she'll probably pop up here. Oh, here's one from Abby Grills. All right, y'all. I went back to my 2011 Facebook Messenger and found the DMs from Chris D'Elia being creepy and persistent to me when I was 17.
Does it say in those threads that I'm underage or whatever, and he says, I don't care?
That one I just showed was I'm 16.
Where he clearly knows the age of the female.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, that's... My daughter's 15. I swear to God, if an older man tried to get with her, I'd kill him.
So in this one, he's being flirty with this young lady. Hey, I'm in Golden, Colorado. I did a show. Where are you? Alabama, I'd like to have gone. I'm in Greenwood Village, just south of Denver. 30 minutes. Yeah, what are you doing? What do you mean, like now? Yep. Just chilling at home. What are you doing? Yeah, it's all right. I'm bored. Bored. How old are you anyway? Yeah, well, Golden is hardly the best part of Colorado. Denver and the mountain towns are where it's at. I'm 17. How long are you here for? Too young. I'm leaving tomorrow. And then, sad. I wish I had seen your show. How old are you? 30. And he said, yeah, a little too old for me. Well, you should probably definitely let me know next time you stop and have a show here. And he said, okay, for sure. And then down here at February 15th of 2011, it says, hi, obnoxiously long there. And hey, so why the random contact? I don't know. I think you're cute, I guess. Fair enough. So tell me something good, you first. We should text. Fuck Facebook. There's a bunch of them. Oh, yeah, here we go. The Simone chick.
So he hasn't been.
This is the one from Tempe.
He hasn't. And again, I'm not assigning guilt, innocence. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
Is there any evidence of him fornicating with someone underage?
I haven't seen it. I've just seen the...
because he's basically being Joe Biden.
It's being creepy.
Well, yeah, but unfortunately nowadays, man, just with everything that's going on, just a woman saying that, even though if it's her word versus his,
Not if you're
it's
the
over.
president.
Yeah, well, that's different.
He's got...
Dude, that dude's been... Have you watched the Epstein yet? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some...
Well, that's the other thing that you missed.
What?
That's not... You haven't missed it yet because it hasn't happened. But they're saying that his niece... Trump's niece is releasing a book that's going to detail his shadiness or just different layers of him that we don't know about. And they had a falling out a few years back. And
you really think he's going to allow that to happen?
Like he's already, he just keeps a stack of lawyers on.
Oh
deck.
yeah, absolutely.
So
they're always on deck.
They're definitely being aggressive to, but in this day of age, if you want to get something out, it's going to get out. Mm-hmm. It's going to get out.
No, even on a print, though?
Yeah. Fuck a print.
Like I'm saying, yeah, online all day, but to print out a book like that, that's a lot of process. There's an editor involved.
Oh, no,
Publisher involved.
No, there's already a release date, all that shit. So it's coming out. And
there's going to be a lot of resistance coming out from him.
But, it's nothing new.
Right, no, I know that.
It might be just a detail that we haven't been aware of.
Everyone knows what a creepy is.
Yeah, like the whole situation with D'Elia, it's like, okay, so what is the value in flirting with? Is it dangerous?
I guess.
I don't know. Consider that? Like I'm trying to figure out why someone like him would need to do that at all.
And that's what I was telling Jake earlier. I'm like, he's not a bad-looking guy. He's wealthy. He's an entertainer. He's pretty famous. Why the fuck do you need to talk to little kids?
When these were going down, like I'm not trying to justify the actions, but he wasn't like exactly wealthy when these were happening either.
Okay.
But whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Thank you for that preface.
but either way, it's not good. It's
No.
yeah,
It's something.
just the accusations, and now everybody in his comments, you're canceled.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just the accusation.
I know. That's what's like.
Wild
that's all
times.
you need.
That's wild.
It's guilty
And all
before
and
proven
everything
innocent.
that you saw, it is his name with a blank profile picture.
Yep.
There's no tying information. Like, it's a screenshot, and I'm not trying to discredit, but I'm saying for all of the ability for people to manipulate through Photoshop, all of that.
Yeah.
I had someone accuse me of something in a fantasy basketball league. And this is what people from different parts of the country, right? So I didn't know who this guy was, but he clearly ran the league. And me and him were going against each other. And so, like, he was talking shit or whatever, da-da-da-da. This man emailed me outside. Like, we didn't have each other's phone numbers. And this is years ago, before Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that shit popped off. And so you would email each other through the league, through Yahoo or whatever. And I don't know if I deleted them all or not. I thought I held on to them. But this motherfucker forged emails from me to him and then forwarded them all to the league. Because, yeah, he was trying to expose me
fuck?
in a fantasy basketball league. I wish I was making this shit up.
Damn.
And so I'm just like, is this for real? And so there's other people that he's friends with in the league who are like backing him up. Yeah, I got this too. It's like, there's collusion and it wasn't for enough. It wasn't for enough money to make that much effort.
Yeah.
So even if I was that person, and it was just like talking shit and like, whatever. I don't even remember the details because it's so ridiculous. But he was like, I will come find you. I'll fuck you up. All shit. I'm just like, just on some like roid rage shit. It's like, come on, man. Like, the fuck out of here.
For a fantasy league.
For fantasy league. Yeah. So
That shit gets kind of serious.
No. No. There are plenty of appropriate spaces to talk shit,
Yeah.
to razz each other, to, make it something special, right? But to like, and it's nothing new because this shit is happening to me on Facebook. Like, I'm getting those messages from people who I've been friends with for 15 years, since high school. And did you not see that? So you turned everything off.
Yeah. Yep.
You didn't see the story I told about or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So one of my friends from high school, like I posted on my Facebook, like whenever you share an article or something, it'll show up as a picture. And so it showed Mitch McConnell, and he said that the election of Obama was white people washing their sins for slavery. Right? Okay, just the fact you're laughing. He said that, and so I posted it and said something about it. My friend Terry came out from the woodwork. I haven't spoken to dude in at least 8 years. And he said, so does that mean I'm racist? Does that mean that my dead brother is racist? I'm just like, so my initial response was, sounds like you're going through something, and I hope you get that addressed, because there is no reason for you to come at me like this, because I didn't mention your name, I didn't insinuate I was talking about you, and we haven't spoken in for fucking ever. And he just kept going like, I thought that's what you would say, thanks. Super passive aggressive.
Oh yeah.
But it's like, where is this coming from? And so I had people come to me later, and they were both supportive, and they were also like, well, he's been, first of all, the story that I shared is he's an identical twin. His identical twin passed away in a car accident.
Okay.
And so I was with them in the hospital when he was looking down as an identical twin at his dead brother. So he's basically looking at himself, right?
Right.
And I remember, like, I can close my eyes and still see that moment, and just the shock that he was in, and I couldn't. And at the time, I was 20 years old, 21 years old. I don't remember how young I was, but too young to process.
Right.
But now I'm just, when I look back on that, I'm just like, man, that took some fucking, that kind of thing either makes you undefeatable or it destroys you. It's looking like
The latter.
things are leaning toward the latter, because there's no need if things are good with you to lash out at somebody who otherwise wants nothing but the best for you and your family. No ill will. So are you saying I'm racist? I'm just like, nah, that's not happening anymore. And so I said, whatever this is, take this shit elsewhere, because I didn't ask for it. I didn't invite it. And what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
So yeah, I'm putting shit out there now because I grew up into this shit. So it feels familiar.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm exposing people within my circle, and I'm challenging people within my circle who say problematic shit from a place of convenience.
No, what you're doing is you're holding them accountable.
And I wish if I did the same thing, someone would do the same
Right.
with me.
Yeah, if you're saying some dumbass shit, if you're a true friend, like if I were to say some dumb shit right now, say whatever, something racist, both of you guys would be on my ass in 2 seconds.
I mean,
I want that.
You told me you loved me, and I didn't respond. So,
Exactly. It's that's how a true friend will call you out on your bullshit because they want to hold you accountable.
but it was so random.
That's extremely random.
And the source was even more random because I haven't had enough communication with him directly to, one, know he feels that way, and two, to have even given him the idea that I was talking about him.
Yeah, there was no information, no inclination, no nothing.
So
Not to mention that story that you just shared. If you can remember it like it was yesterday, damn well sure he can remember it like
No
it was
doubt.
yesterday.
No doubt.
So he knows that you were there for him.
that
Like that's what would
the
piss
trigger,
me
whatever triggered that reaction, that response, went right over any and all of that,
Right.
because.
So that means he's not in a good space.
And it made me think to even further back, because I only get to go home every few years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And so the last time I went back, I remember being at a bar with someone, and they asked me, they're like, have you seen Terry when you've been back? I was like, no, I don't think maybe I ran into him at the bar, and it was just kind of like a quick exchange or whatever. But they're like, yeah. And that conversation, I can't remember the details of it, but I remember it was about they were questioning his mental health. And that was years ago, before all this. So, and I just think back to that trauma, and I think trauma freezes at its peak, man.
Yep, it does.
What else do you comes close to that in your lifetime? If you lose a twin at 20,
Yeah.
it's bonkers, dude.
You can't compare that to any. Like, it's one thing to have a death of a family or a brother or something like that, but literally it's a mimic of you.
Yeah.
That would be weird looking down and seeing that.
Yeah. So it's an unfortunate situation, but it's occurring, and it's occurring at a time where awareness is very high on the emotional fragility of people who are unbothered otherwise.
Right. Well, good for you for fucking standing up and calling it out, dude.
It's like I posted that meme last year sometime. I was like, nothing makes you feel smaller than being the bigger person.
Yep.
It's like there's just it just feels like a void now. Like thinking back of the memories and all that shit, it's just like, fuck, man. Like I just see more people that feels like they're frozen in that time where they didn't have to educate themselves anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And their situation, their surroundings, everything was just very familiar, and they were able to get by. And they are. And good for them. But they have not grown.
Yep.
They've not challenged themselves. They've not been made uncomfortable to lose.
Sounds
and learn
like
from that
Washington,
loss.
Illinois.
So it's like, that's why I don't go home very often, because I can go home every year if I wanted to. I could put that money aside. It's not cheap. It's not cheap, and we're not going back to something better than this.
No.
So it's a lose-lose. It feels like it every time. I don't miss the place at all. I miss the people. But it's like, I know if I go back every year, I'm just going to get a repeat of that, and it's going to make me, like, I don't want to get jaded.
Yep.
I don't want to get to the point to where I just don't want to go home.
Yep.
That sucks. So, yeah, man, that happened as well.
That was a shitty situation to be a part of, man.
Oh, and then today, we just had to foot a $1,500 bill to fix our air conditioning unit. So,
Nice.
yay!
Hey, it's better than spending $8,000 for a new one.
They said 5, but that's fine.
Only charging 5
That's what I
for a
said.
brand new one?
Hey, man, I don't ask questions. That's what they said.
That sounds a little fishy.
Hey, look.
Well, unless the new units, because the new units
No,
aren't
because
running.
you can get used units.
Right,
And
but
that sounds about more of a $5,000 price.
right. Well, if you're looking to still run the Freon, which is now illegal,
Correct.
right? And all these companies have like stores of it.
I know.
Oh,
So-
I bet.
It's fucking
So
insane.
Freon's illegal now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it pokes holes in the ozone layer or some shit.
Oh, awesome.
A bunch of wieners. Who gives a shit?
Well, they said that speaking of poking holes, they said that there were no leaks in the unit, which is a good thing.
Yeah. So you just need to recharge it or what?
So it was whatever the
Probably the compressor.
compressor, they changed that out
Yep.
and freshened it because they bought it, or I think the model is 2009. So
Okay.
they installed it the year before we moved in.
So 08. So it's 12 years old.
Yeah, so it's at that
getting
age,
there.
right? And so he's like, no, it's in good enough shape to where if you do the regular maintenance that's involved from here on out, it'll get you at least another 3 years or so. So I was like, that's cool, man,
Yeah.
because depending on where things go, we may not be there. So, and we've lived there again since 2010. So it's like,
You guys own the house, right?
yeah. I mean, we make payments.
Right,
We have
right.
a mortgage, but yeah, it's us.
So you guys would keep the property, obviously, and rent it?
I would try to keep the property, but I know my wife. Hi, babe. I know that she has bigger aspirations. You know, you want to move into a better situation.
Right.
So,
But you also
That's-
don't want to
that's-
let go of that.
that is understandable, but we will see where we're at,
Yeah.
you know, when we need to make a decision one way or another. So, I would love to hang on to it just because property values are ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, the equity that I have in that house is very much appreciated. And, yeah, I wouldn't mind staying there if we needed to. And, you know,
It's not a bad house.
like it's
It's got everything you need. Got a pool, a backyard, nice living area.
it serves its purpose.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but you know, grass is always greener.
Yep.
So,
No, it's not.
no, I know I say that facetiously, but like
Ooh,
it's
nice word.
It's most definitely one of those things that you strive to achieve the older you get.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I know the houses that we're wanting for the size and everything. We're having to like look in East Mesa, Queen Creek now instead of like Chandler shit.
yeah, it's a great time to sell.
Yes, it is.
And it's a terrible time to buy.
Yep, I know.
So, and they're selling like hotcakes, man. And with the way that the rates are dropping,
Dude, the rate's at like 3.35 right now.
whatever the Fed rate is at 0, right?
Oh, yeah, they yeah.
Yeah, but the
I don't think
interest
that
rate
happened
for
last
mortgages
week.
is off the LIBOR.
Oh yeah. But regardless, it's very low.
Oh yeah.
And so people who have, you know, like myself, who have interest rates that are too high, and the struggles with COVID and operating a new business have affected my credit score in a way that it needs to be addressed, right? So it's like, it's very doable when you have equity in the house.
Yep.
Very doable. So that was how I started. That's how all this came to be.
Because
The
you
the first time,
refinanced or did
yeah.
you guys? Okay.
Because I refinanced and
Yep.
or I just took a HELOC.
HELOC. Okay.
And so, which is a no, which is something you don't do.
You don't want. What was it? 15.
No.
So that's okay. We're talking almost 20 years ago. That's what I was. HELOC was at 15%.
Oh no, this one I think mine is at when I got it. My credit score was 715.
That's a nice score.
It was a decent score.
Yeah.
Colleen's was 8 something.
Holy shit!
Yeah, bro.
That's what my parents.
Yeah,
were at.
yeah.
That's when you can get anything you want.
But I got even with that I got the rate at 8.5.
That's not bad.
So it's not bad.
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
But it's definitely not where it
No.
can be right now. So yeah, as soon as we get, and now that I got my tax check finally, that happened.
Hey!
Yeah,
Finally,
so
Jesus.
able to catch up on the bills we need to, and have a little cushion now. So yeah, so it's again the $1,500 today is like a fuck, but we just got this money. So
Thank God you have
we got our money. Let me
Right.
rephrase that. We got our money back, and so yeah, it's things are the momentum is swinging in the right direction.
Good.
So.
It's awesome, man.
Well, gentlemen,
Yeah, my
It's-
back's starting
it's-
to kind of a little bother me. If you guys don't mind.
it's 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I got a sleeping baby and a sleeping lady at home.
How's baby? She's not sick anymore?
Oh, yeah, sorry. But she was, she had a fever for a couple days, and she's fine. Like, that broke, and then she was just a goddamn terror for 2 straight days. Like, nothing made her happy.
Yeah.
Nothing. Eating, sleeping, playing, watching something, playing with my computer, playing with her toys. Nothing. Just screaming for 2 straight days.
So from the teething?
Yeah, maybe. But we even gave her like the infant Tylenol and let her chew on cold things and doing proper parent stuff. Or so I have been told. And
well, there's those little teething tablets.
No, bro. You can do everything right and then nothing work.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you do know that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty much what went down. She was acting like she was from hell. And
my buddy's daughter, she was crying uncontrollably this morning, and her mom I recorded her, and she's like, "What's the problem?" She's like, ice cream. And she's like, "It's 10 a.m. No." No, ice cream. She lays down and just throws a tantrum over ice cream at 10 a.m. So
hell yeah.
There's nothing you can do sometimes. Sometimes it's just.
Yep, and that's pretty much what happened. There's just nothing we could do.
Yeah.
But she's better now. She slept 2 nights in a row straight, finally. And today she was nothing but my gorgeous angel, sweet daughter. So
nice. Full circle. The roller coaster of parenting.
We're bringing it back. But yeah, let's see. I think Brittany's still on here. She said she was watching and falling asleep.
That's
she wanted me to ask you.
That's quite the
because
compliment.
she saw on your finger your ring.
Yes.
She wanted to know if you eloped.
No. It's a ring that I got online. Got 2 of them. It's a rubber band. Because Des got me a ring at Kohl's. And it was a beautiful ring, but I didn't like how thick it was around my finger. And then with working out, I wasn't able to do that. When this ring is rubber, it's fucking bend it however you want, man. And it just works. And just showing that I'm taken.
Good for you.
Yeah. It's a reminder for me that I have my priorities now finally straight. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life to make sure that she knows that.
Good boy.
You guys are engaged, correct?
Yes, we are.
What's wrong with a man having an engagement ring?
So, according to my mother, that's not something that we do.
No.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand it. I don't get, because women do it.
It's tradition born out of repetition.
Exactly. Oh my God, this book. So I was telling Jake, me and Desiree now are reading a book, and so we read it together. We'll read a chapter each, and we'll discuss it. And it's fucking awesome. And what we're reading about right now is this computer programmer uses the wordings of like programming and just the terminology that he uses towards societies. And it's called Culturescape, and how our societies and who straight from the beginning when we're born, we have zero choice, and then we are molded into who we are from who we're surrounded by, and it's just the bullshit fucking norms that we all buy into. Religion, you have to be dating this long to get married. Like just dumbass shit. Where, why?
Copy and paste.
Exactly. And it's time to fucking rewrite fucking history, man.
I don't remember. I feel like I had an engagement ring like that. I think we had a conversation about it. Like I was like, I get one too, right?
Right. I know that was my thing too. I'm like,
and like it didn't have to be anything fancy. It just had to be something that that we both got to talk about or have.
Brittany and I have talked about it, and I said, okay,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, because
so you're not for or against it. You're just kind of like
whatever
you want.
Yeah,
just go to Amazon.
It's like, woman,
this is like $6.
Woman, I love you. Whatever, Yeah,
I mean, have you guys even said? Because you proposed to her,
correct?
And have you guys even thought about a date?
there's been some things that have come up that have put that on the back burner, which I will discuss.
Gotcha. Okay.
off the air.
Gotcha.
But everything between Brittany and I is fine, so don't everyone.
No, see right there, that's what my older daughter does. She goes, whenever there's clearly something going on, she goes, nothing. And she says that shit right to your face. And she goes, nothing. And puts it behind your back. You're like, she'll go and whisper something. Like she'll be asking my wife for something. Whisper it to her. Notice that I see her and go, nothing. Sorry. It's fucking adorable.
That reminded me of your secrets. So I'll be holding Ruthie and I'll tell me your secrets. And she'll
I try to have little conversations with Anna all the time. Like that just clearly make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's just like, and she like says it back to you. You just baby speak back to him, and you have like Colleen will catch me at times. She'll be like, "How do you do that?" Like we're not communicating at all.
We're just making noises.
We're just kind of like matching each other's cadence, and it's cute.
That's
so,
awesome.
That's it. We were getting out.
Yeah, we were getting out of here. We got to go home. We have families and shit.
Yes, we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard. You can find me at Hake Joward on Instagram. Be sure to follow the Sober Swole podcast at Sober Swole Pod on Instagram. Paul.
Yeah. My name is Paul Rowe, and I am no longer on social media because I feel that I do not know how to control myself when it comes to attention. So I decided I might as well just take it all off. Still a part of the Sober Swole Pod. So definitely if you want to reach out to me, reach out to Jake or Ryan at Bye to Bye or at Sober Swole Pod. And I'd be more than happy to talk to you guys, man.
I am still just some guy who's here. Ignore what you hear and what you've been told. I'm just a helping hand. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, do you have an update on Truths and Ladders?
I still plan on re-releasing it or renewing it. I don't know what the term is, but
The comeback.
the comeback is 4th of July.
Nice. All right. Excellent.
So
That's a great day.
I was going to do a little thing with what I wrote today, and I was like, nah. And I still might. Just as like practice.
Yeah.
Just like to chop it up editing-wise. But yes, the Truths and Ladders pod, TANDLPOD, is coming back. It's a play on the words with truths and ladders. I don't know why I just did that.
Shoots and Ladders.
Shoots and ladders. Yeah. I apologize for that. Man, that was not a good. What is this? Yeah. Let's get back to where we were supposed to be. Truths and Ladders. It's a play on the old board game Shoots and Ladders, where the chutes, the thing that you dive down, are the rabbit holes that we go down trying to get to the truths of matters of fact. And then the ladders represent your morality. So you talk about a random topic, and the rungs represent whatever your perspective is, your truths are, and we debate that and do that with everything involved with pop culture, music, movies, and more.
Yeah.
4th of July.
The comeback.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye. Oh, wrong one.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
thanks for tuning in. Until next time. Nice. Bye.